Imagine a traveler standing at the edge of a vast, starless ocean. The horizon stretches endlessly, a line where water and sky merge into indistinguishable darkness. They carry a map, but its edges are torn, the unknown territories marked with ominous warnings. Here there be dragons. The traveler pauses, realizing that some mysteries cannot be charted, not because they lack answers, but because the questions themselves defy language. This is a paradox of the unknowable, the acknowledgement that certain truths lie beyond the reach of human comprehension. It is not a failure of intellect or technology, but an inherent feature of existence itself. The paradox asks, what happens when we confront the limits of our curiosity? Is the unknown a void to fear or a horizon to embrace? The paradox is unsettling because it inverts our quest for knowledge. We are taught to seek answers. Yet here, the absence of answers is the answer. Like a black hole, the unknowable swallows explanations, leaving only awe and humility in its wake. Explanation of the concept. The paradox of the unknowable is not a single idea, but an umbrella term for truths that resist definition or explanation. It arises in mathematics, physics, philosophy, and even consciousness studies. 3 pillars underpin this paradox. 1. Gödel's incompleteness theorems, segment 12. Kurt Gödel proved that any formal system complex enough to describe arithmetic contains truths it cannot prove. A mathematical theorem might be true, yet unprovable within the system's rules. This reveals that knowledge is a mosaic of we know we don't know, and we don't know we don't know. 2. Quantum indeterminacy, segment 6. Quantum mechanics shows that particles exist in superpositions until observed. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle states that we cannot simultaneously know a particle's position and momentum. These limits are not technical flaws but fundamental truths. The universe itself resists absolute measurement. 3. The limits of language and consciousness, segments 19, 12. Human language and thought rely on self-referential systems. Paradox of self-reference, segment 19. Words like consciousness or existence defy precise definition. Trapped in circular logic. Even the act of observing reality, as in the ship of Theseus, segment 1, alters what is observed, creating a feedback loop of uncertainty. The paradox suggests that some questions are not merely unsolved. They are unsolvable. They are not riddles waiting for answers, but mirrors reflecting the boundaries of understanding. Exploration of implications. The paradox of the unknowable is more than an intellectual exercise. It is a lens through which to view the human condition. 1. The illusion of certainty. Humanity's history is a dance between discovery and humility. We once believed Earth was flat, then the center of the universe, then the sole cradle of life. Each revelation dissolved into a new mystery. The unknowable reminds us that every answer births deeper questions. 2. The comfort of mystery. Embracing the unknowable can be liberating. The ancient Greeks revered Apeiron, the boundless, the infinite. Eastern philosophies like Zen and Taoism celebrate the not knowing as a path to wisdom. The paradox suggests that peace comes not from conquering uncertainty, but from dancing with it. 3. The ethics of limits. If some truths are beyond grasp, what does that say about human ambition? Should we pursue knowledge with reckless abandon, or accept that certain realms are sacred in their mystery? This ties to the paradox of tolerance, segment 17. Just as a society must limit intolerance to survive, curiosity must respect the unknowable to avoid hubris. 4. The cosmic scale of ignorance. The universe's largest questions. Why is there something rather than nothing? Or what exists beyond a cosmic horizon? Are unknowable by definition. Even if we mapped every particle in law, the why might remain elusive. 5. The illusion of progress. Science advances by acknowledging limits. Newton's laws explain the macroscopic world. Quantum mechanics unveiled the microscopic. Yet both systems are incomplete. The paradox suggests that progress is a spiral, not a straight line, a journey toward deeper questions, not final answers. 6. The role of axioms in faith. All knowledge rests on assumptions. Paradox of self-reference, segment 19. We accept axioms like the universe is ordered without proof. This faith in the unknown is what drives discovery. 7. Art and the unknowable. Art thrives in the gap between what we perceive and what we cannot articulate. A poem, a painting, or a symphony may point toward truths beyond words, like the feeling of love or the awe of a starry sky. These experiences are knowable only through intuition, not explanation. 8. The paradox of consciousness. How does subjective experience arise from matter? The hard problem of consciousness, segment 18, defies reduction to physics or biology. We may never bridge the gap between neurons firing and the I that feels them. 9. The ethics of humility. The paradox challenges arrogance. The more we learn, the more we realize our ignorance. This humility might foster cooperation, acknowledging that no culture, religion, or ideology holds all answers. 10. The comfort of the infinite. The unknowable is not a void but an invitation to wonder. The cosmos's mysteries are its greatest gift. They remind us that curiosity is a lifelong companion, not a race to finish. Transition to the closing. The paradox of the unknowable asks, what lies beyond the map's edge? As we drift into sleep, these questions linger, not as failures but as testaments to life's richness. Imagine a child gazing at the stars, whispering, I wonder. Their question echoes across millennia, unanswered but unburdened. The unknown is not an enemy to conquer, but a friend to wonder with. Expanded exploration of the paradox of the unknowable. The anatomy of limits. The paradox is not a new idea. Philosophers and mystics have long grappled with the unknowable. Heraclitus wrote of a hidden harmony beneath chaos. Lao Tzu spoke of the Tao that cannot be named. Science's history mirrors this. Newton's laws broke down at cosmic scales. Einstein's relativity faltered at quantum levels. Gödel's ghost. Gödel's theorems, segment 12, are mathematical proof of the unknowable. Consider a universe where a theorem is true but unprovable. Mathematicians might spend lifetimes seeking its proof, unaware it lies beyond their system's grasp. This is not a flaw but a feature. The universe's truths are more vast than our tools. Quantum shadows. In quantum mechanics, the act of observation collapses possibility into reality, segment 6. Yet, this collapse does not reveal a true state, but a fleeting glimpse. The deeper nature of particles, what they are when unobserved, may forever evade us. Consciousness's veil. Consciousness remains a riddle. A neuroscientist might map brain activity, but to feel the sunset of the eye, that experiences, it defies explanation. This gap is not a technical hurdle, but an ontological chasm. The illusion of mastery. Humanity's greatest achievements, spaceflight, quantum computing, AI, are built on unknowables. We harness electricity without fully understanding consciousness. We travel through space without knowing why we exist. The paradox is a reminder that mastery is an illusion. We borrow tools from the unknown to navigate life. The map and the territory. Philosopher Alfred Korzybski warned that maps are never the territory itself. Our models of reality, scientific, religious, artistic, are approximations. The unknowable is a territory's vastness beyond the map's edges. The ethics of wonder. Accepting the unknowable does not mean surrendering curiosity. It means embracing wonder as a virtue. The scientist who says, I don't know, opens space for discovery. The poet who writes, this is what it feels like, shares a truth equations cannot. Mystery as a moral compass. The unknowable teaches humility. A society that acknowledges its limits may avoid the arrogance of absolutism. Paradox of tolerance, segment 17. It might foster empathy, recognizing that others' truths may exist beyond its own maps. The cosmic scale of mystery. The paradox mirrors the Fermi paradox, segment 4. The silence of the cosmos hints at vast unknowables. Are we alone? Do parallel universes exist? The answers may forever elude us, yet the questions guide our search. The comfort of the infinite. The unknowable is not a prison, but a horizon. Every solved problem spawns new questions, like the branches of a fractal. This endless journey is what makes curiosity sacred. Zen and the art of unknowing. Zen Buddhism teaches that enlightenment comes from not knowing. The koan, what is the sound of one hand clapping, embodies this. Its answer lies in releasing the need for answers, the illusion of certainty. The paradox dismantles the myth of omniscience. Even in a simulated universe, segment 5, the programmer's code may contain layers of unknowable complexity. The paradox of progress. Advances in AI and quantum computing, segments 15 and 18, promise answers but also reveal deeper mysteries. A superintelligent machine might solve equations we cannot, yet the why behind existence remains. The ethical dilemma of limits. Should we seek to know everything, or is some mystery sacred? The halting problem, segment 14, shows that some questions have no answers. Perhaps some should not be asked. The cosmic dance of questions. The paradox ties all previous segments into a tapestry of inquiry. The ship of Theseus, segment 1, asks, what is identity? The bootstrap paradox, segment 2, asks, what is time? The grandfather paradox, segment 3, asks, what is causality? All lead to the unknowable's edge. Transition to the closing. The paradox of the unknowable asks, what is real? The answer is not in maps or equations, but in the questions themselves. As we drift into sleep, these paradoxes linger, not as enemies to conquer, but as companions to wonder with. They remind us that curiosity is not a ladder climb, but a dance to join. The unknown is not a void, but cathedral of possibility, where every answer is a door opening onto a wider sky. Closing reflection. As this journey through paradoxes draws to a close, we return to the ship of Theseus, segment 1. Its planks may be replaced, its identity debated, but its mystery endures. Like the ship, we are vessels adrift on a sea of questions. Each paradox a plank in our ever-changing understanding. The unknowable is not an enemy, but a teacher. It asks us to embrace the questions without clinging to answers, to find peace in the journey rather than the destination. In the silence of the night, as stars whisper their ancient secrets, we are reminded that curiosity itself is a gift. The paradoxes we've explored are not dead ends, but invitations to wonder, to doubt, to rest in the beauty of the unexplained. As you drift into sleep, let these thoughts linger like consolations. They are not answers, but companions, guiding you into a dream where the unknown is not feared but explored, one paradox at a time. This segment weaved the paradox of the unknowable into a meditation on the limits of human understanding, embracing mystery as a source of meaning. It avoids bullet points through narrative and philosophical reflection, maintaining the script's cohesive, soothing tone. The closing ties all segments together, framing paradoxes as eternal companions in the quest for meaning.